Very few people sitting in this building. You can feel
the
buzz, the tension in this Madison Square Garden. UFC middleweight championship fight underway. Bisping wearing the black and gold. George St. Pierre in gray. We'll call it white. We'll see how early George St. Pierre chooses to shoot. Most opponents have known what's coming from GSP and they can't stop it.
It's the striking as well you have to look out for, of course. He's got a beautiful left jab, outstanding takedown defense, very good submission ability. And that's something to consider. He's been spending a lot of time with the Danaher Death Squad. So look for leg locks and all kinds of crazy attacks from George that maybe we didn't see in his prior title reign.
I want to say something, but I feel like my heart's in my throat. It's beating so fast because this night's been so crazy, right? It's like I can't get words out. And I love to talk.
Right.
My goodness, watching these two in the octagon right now is just like George St. Pierre is back. And he's fighting my man, Michael.
Oh! And he caught him with the right hand over the
yep.
top. And he looks smooth. George looks good. He looks relaxed.
Big.
He looks very big and relaxed.
Bisping has won 5 in a row, seemingly getting better with age in terms of his training.
Mike's got some redness over his eye already, man. That's that jab of George St. Pierre, John.
These guys both have cut and swelled easily in the past in the UFC. 90+ seconds gone by here, round 1.
George looking for that right hand in a big way.
Fighting more aggressive than he normally does. And Bisping, I think it's the takedown threat that's making him actually back up a little bit. You know, Mike's normally a forward charging fighter. Mike's a guy that likes to push the pace and go forward. Right now he's having to set back a little bit more than he normally would because of the takedown ability of George St. Pierre.
And one of the things that Mike said is that the reason why he feels, oh, beautiful jab by George. The reason why he feels that George wanted to fight him is because they trained together in 2006 and George got the better of him. He took him down at will, and Mike said he was a terrible wrestler back then, but he's much better now. The question is George much better now as he just lands a front leg round kick? So far, George looks very composed. His footwork looks excellent.
Now Mike's starting to come forward a little bit. This is going to be his best path to victory. He's going to have to give up a couple takedowns to be able to fight in the way that he's used to fighting.
GSP chance raining down here at MSG. Just over 2 minutes here to go round 1.
If you ever question the star power of George St. Pierre after 4 years away, don't anymore.
Oh, he clipped him with the right hand.
He's just as comfortable as he's ever been, and he's fighting phenomenal right now.
Oh, beautiful jab. And Bisping fires back with the right hand.
So St. Pierre content to exchange on the feet, and he's been successful thus far. Right hand lands over the top for St. Pierre.
His timing looks very good.
Yep.
I mean, especially considering how long he's been out of the octagon.
Seems fast. The jab's fast, the movement's fast, and because of the size, the new weight that he's put on, he has the ability to actually pressure the bigger guy, Michael Bisping.
We were told St. Pierre really started to put it together over the last final weeks.
The question is, how does he carry all this extra muscle into the championship rounds if it goes that long?
Bisping has gone the 25-minute championship distance 4 times.
Look at that finish there by George St. Pierre. High crotch shot. He picked the back ankle by reaching all the way across. What a fantastic finish to a high crotch by George St. Pierre. High crotch with the right side, takes his left arm, runs it through the middle to knee pick Michael Bisping. But right back up by Michael Bisping. And that's what he's known for. Bisping is very difficult to hold down.
And Bisping able to use defense to his advantage to get right back up.
This confirmed what Michael Bisping was hesitant about.
Oh, that got Bisping's attention. Now a spinning attack. Final seconds. seconds of round one.
And you can have all the success in the world against Michael Bisping early. He does build as the fights go on.
Freddie Roach cornering a UFC fighter for the first time here tonight. He was omnipresent in Montreal, and that is a huge source of confidence for the returning George St. Pierre.
George with a side kick. Mixing up his kicks.
I feel like Bisping's gonna have to take the center of the octagon some. He has to get back to fighting in the style with the pressure that Michael Bisping is so well known for.
Yeah, he's more
activity.
He got to do something different.
He's got to be more active with his hands, more pace and pressure, and really make George St. Pierre carry this extra weight that he's brought into the octagon tonight.
I think it's what you said. I think it's the threat of the takedown. It's making him hesitate.
12 UFC title fight wins for George St. Pierre. Last finish, though, against BJ Penn, UFC 94, all the way back in 09.
George is so good with that jab. So good at catching him in those little brief openings when Michael's trying to close the distance.
Bisping a little bit confounded by St. Pierre on the feet here early.
There's that side kick, and he's doing it from the back leg, which is very unusual. Stepping in and throwing a side kick to the body. Oh, he clipped him on the chin.
Bisping caught that kick and landed a left hook.
George is really threatening with that. Look at that beautiful combination with the right leg kick, but he's really threatening with that front leg round kick to the face. Michael's got to be careful about that because it comes without a switch. He's doing it Kyokushin karate style, where he just lifts up the leg and throws it.
Now he's throwing that jab to the body, hoping to get Mike's hands down some. Oh, right hand by Bisping.
Might have been his most significant strike of the fight.
And he caught George as he was trying that inside leg kick.
Now here comes Bisping. This is the pressure he needs to have.
Bisping just out of range with that uppercut. Carrillo didn't want him loading up. That's what he's doing largely, though, here in round two.
Now, as we're moving into the second round, the question becomes, are we seeing George St. Pierre slow down?
He's breathing pretty heavy.
Because Michael Bisping can go for days. You fight this guy, you better pack a lunch.
GSP's got a pretty good lather going.
2 minutes left in the round. There's the jab, double it up.
George St. Pierre's finishes are something to behold, man. And now he's got Mike down in the center of the octagon, away from the fence that Bisping uses so much to get back to his feet.
Half guard.
Unbelievable timing, and then a great finish on a takedown by George St. Pierre. In a very close round. Big takedown.
Bisping brought in a lot of collegiate wrestlers to help him during this training camp. He said a bunch of animals, but
Right back up his feet, look at that.
that's big.
It is big. And George just took a big deep breath as well. Oh, right hand over the top by Bisping.
Here comes Bisping. He's picking it up now a little bit. Look at him. He's gaining some confidence, some swagger. Going forward now into George St. Pierre.
And this could very well be where the activity and the cardio of Bisping pays off. Left hand over the top.
Big deep breath from George St. Pierre as Bisping continues to find his range. Less than a minute now to go in round two. The significant strike picture, slight advantage for St. Pierre. But you're right, Joe, visibly slowing down.
Visibly. And we're only in round two. This could be terrible for him if he can't rebound. If he doesn't get a second win.
Because as you said, Bisping does not tire.
He does
Bisping
not.
will fight at this pace for 25 minutes, if not harder, as the fight goes longer.
And he's sensing that George is slowing.
Yep.
And look at that. Right jab, high kick right behind it. Good kick to the body, but a good right hand return by Bisping. Bisping most certainly got momentum on his side now.
Things have shifted here.
Step back. You're gonna be all right.
That is terrible.
Let's get up.
This could be a huge factor,
Yeah.
folks. Especially if he ggets kicked there.
Third round of a possible 5 here. Michael Bisping, the champ, in black and gold. George St. Pierre in white.
Back on that high crotch.
Again, he gets the takedown.
Bisping doing a great job of actually getting his feet on the hips right away. Nope, he can't settle here.
Good elbows on the bottom from Bisping.
But he still can't settle on the bottom. It allows St. Pierre to not only control him, but to rest a little bit.
Right.
He's fighting in the positions that he's very comfortable.
Well, he had to be expectant that the early shot from St. Pierre would be coming in round 3, unable to stop it.
Bisping is trying to set up an arm. He's trying to hold on to the right arm of George St. Pierre.
He's cut.
Watch your back of the head,
St. Pierre's cut. Bad.
Those elbows from the bottom can be nasty.
Bisping
And
going
he's
right back
slicing
to it,
with it.
yeah.
He's slicing across the face with those.
Bisping choosing to stay offensive off of his back as opposed to trying to get up, at least for now.
Bisping has a really underrated defensive guard, and you're seeing that here. When George elevates, he puts his feet on the hips. When George is down, he locks him up in closed guard and hits him with elbows. George is not getting anything off. This has been worse for him on top than it has been for Bisping on the bottom.
Bisping is doing a good job of getting damage off.
Yeah,
but there he just took a pretty good elbow from St. Pierre. But you can't be getting control, right? You cannot be on your back with the guy even landing strikes at all.
Right, but he does this trick where he throws a shot and then tries to step over the leg. He's gotten it off in the past on other fighters, but he's not getting it off on Bisping.
Bisping just slid him open really bad there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Posted off his forehead and then elbowed him. He just cut him real bad.
Yep, there's one on the nose and now a bigger one on the forehead.
Yeah, this has been way worse for George St. Pierre on top than it has been for Bisping on the bottom.
Now Bisping back to his feet. And he's cut
George
open.
is a bloody
Yep.
And Bisping fresh as a daisy. Bouncing around as we approach the midpoint of round 3.
Cuts her to the elbow.
Hand lands flush for Bisping.
George's having a real hard time seeing. He keeps wiping his eyes. The blood is flowing into his eyes.
Overhand right by St. Pierre lands there.
Nice right hand for GSP. But more often than not, at least over the last 10 minutes, he's been one and done.
You got 2 minutes into the round, and the elbows of Bisping have split St. Pierre open. Great combination by St. Pierre there.
And I'm wondering if Bisping can kick. There he goes. But with that cup like barely hanging in his
Bouncing around.
underwear, I mean, it's moving all over the place.
St. Pierre's really trying to time that right hand coming over the top of the Bisping jab. But he's loading up so bad that he's missing, and he's missing awkwardly.
Under 90 seconds now to go in the round.
But Bisping's still defending himself. Bisping's defending.
St. Pierre going all out for the finish here.
George is
Bisping
going to
is doing
empty
a
the
great
tank.
job.
He understands. He understands that he could be gassed a little.
Bisping
He's on the back.
give up the back.
It's over. It's over, Joe. It's over, Joe. It's over, Joe. It's over.
George St. Pierre has done it. He is the new UFC middleweight champion.